8888 Ask Leo. Ricky, Albuquerque. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. Hi, Ricky.
Hi, Leo. Nice to finally talk to you.
Well, good to talk to you.
I have two questions, kind of unrelated. One is I'd like to give my dad a new television.
What a nice gift. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's still sporting a first-generation Mitsubishi rear projection television from like 2002. And my question is, should I get him a high-end LED, LCD television or hold out for a 4K or an 8K?
Oh, no. I wouldn't hold out. I mean, if you want to, unless you don't want to give Dad anything for the next few years.
Okay. All right.
If you want to give him something in this decade, I'd probably get him an LED backlit.
What about an OLED screen?
Same thing. Now, I have an OLED, a beautiful screen, but it's $9,000, and that's the cheap one.
Yeah.
I
saw the calibration.
Yeah, Scott Wilkins did a podcast calibrating it with Robert Heron from HD Nation.
I loved it. I loved watching that, actually. So
yeah, of course you can't see on that video how good the TV looks because it's video shot of the TV,
right.
But it looks good. It doesn't look so good that I would say it's worth $9,000. I think Dad especially be very happy if he's coming from a Mitsubishi. He'd be very happy to go to a direct view. LED backlit LCD. You said that correctly. They're not LED TVs, despite the fact that's what they put in big letters on the box. They are still LCDs. The difference is instead of a fluorescent tube for the backlight, they have LEDs, which last longer and are more consistent.
Right.
I think you'd be very, very. What's your budget?
Maybe $2,500. Maybe no more than that.
I'll give you some recommendations when we come back. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. Leo Laporte, the tech guy, 8888. Ask Leo. Budget $2,500. Boy, there's some great choices for televisions. In fact, last show, Scott Wilkinson came on to talk about Black Friday and how you're going to see deals usually in smaller or less desirable televisions that are pretty remarkable. I mean, not half off even. 35% off, so forth. If you're in the $2,500 range, you're truthfully, I would almost get a plasma. Now, Panasonic's getting out of the plasma business, so this is like the last chance to get a Panasonic plasma. In my opinion, plasmas do look better than the equivalent-sized LCDs. You can get a Panasonic Viera ST60. 60 inches right now for $1,500. That's an awfully good TV. That includes the 3D glasses. It includes everything. Panasonic's smart software is very good. He doesn't need to get a Roku box or an Apple TV. Boy, that's a good price. $1,500. The 65-inch, which is as big as they get, $2,200. So a couple of things you want to think about. The thing about plasmas, you want the room to be somewhat darker than LCD's brighter. Brighter isn't better. Brighter's more appealing. So a lot of people, when they go into the TV store, they look at the LCDs and they go, ooh, look at that, it's so good because it's so bright. The colors are so vivid. That's not natural. And in the long run, it's not what you want. You want the movie on the TV to look like the movie looked in the theater. I was trying to remember where I heard this. I heard an anecdote about a cinematographer for 6 Feet Under, the HBO TV show, who would go into TV stores and yell at the proprietors. Do you know how much time I spend lighting that shot? And you've got that TV on super bright. That is not what it's supposed to look. He would yell, and there's no point. Don't yell at the proprietor. That's how you sell TVs. But there are very, very talented craftspeople, cinematographers, lighting directors, people like that, spending a lot of energy getting a shot to look a certain way. And it's just like music. Ideally, your speakers would reproduce the music as recorded. Ideally, your TV would reproduce the video or the film as shot. And I think plasma does a better job of that. Maybe not as appealing. Maybe Dad would like the brightness of an LCD LED. So if you want the best quality, I think a Panasonic Viera would be an excellent choice. If you want to go a step higher, the 65-inch VT 60, which is what I have, is exactly your budget, $2,400. This is the one I have. Love it. Now, Dad may not need or want such a big TV, but it depends how far he's sitting from it. And again, he's coming from a TV that maybe isn't quite as vivid and bright and big, and he might say, well, that's too big. But you're trying to duplicate the movie theater experience in some degree. So if you're 10 feet away, 65 inches is actually the size you want. It's, for the angle of viewing. LCDs, Samsung makes excellent LCDs. So does LG. And Vizio's good, too. If the budget, you could get a bigger TV for less money with Vizio. So those are all excellent. OLED is just not, it's not price sensitive. It doesn't make sense to spend $9,000 on a TV that's 20% better. I just don't think that's worth it. You'd have to be crazy. And I'm the guy who did it, and you'd have to be crazy. And the truth is I go back and forth between my Panasonic Viera, and which is in the living room, and this very expensive TV, which is in my den, and it's not that much of a difference. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice. It's not $9,000 nice. As for 4K, this new ultra high def stuff, watch out, because the television industry is going to try to get you to move there. Not yet, but next year or so. The problem is there's just like when HD came out, there's no content yet. And there's really no easy way to deliver that content. Sony sells a 4K Ultra HD TV, and it comes with a hard drive with movies on it, because you can't fit an Ultra HD TV on a Blu-ray disc, or movie on a Blu-ray disc. It won't fit. It's too big. So I wouldn't worry about 4K. I would get a 1080p HD TV. For the crowd pleaser, I would get an LCD backlit by LED. And you want it bigger than you think. Dad's going to say, well, I have a 42-inch. It's huge. No. Go with 55, maybe even 60 or 65, depending on how far away he is. You can get very inexpensive 47-inch TVs, and that's fine, if you're price sensitive. But if you want a real cinema experience, you want to create that home theater. And don't forget to get them good speakers and good sound. Add that into your budget. Get a $1,500 TV and spend $1,000 on good sound. That's a huge part of the overall experience in a movie or anything else. The sound is everything. 8888 Ask Leo. So I hope that helps you, Ricky. Let me go back to you. Any other questions for that? That's just a nice gift for Dad.
Yeah. Actually, I want to steer away from plasma because we live in Albuquerque, high altitude. So
isn't that funny? But that is something to consider. That's right, because the pressure in the cells is important.
Yeah.
And you're living in a low pressure area. Even 8,000 feet up or 5,000 feet up would make a huge difference. So yeah, stick with LCD.
Yeah. The other question is, I have a network attached storage drive, I think it's N5200. It's kind of old, and I say old, maybe 3-4 years. And I want to expand the RAID. I want to add a new hard drive. And the hard drive compatibility list on the website, there's an extensive list.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Continued.
Don't worry about it.
Continued.
Yeah, because
Okay.
as long as the connector is, it's probably that recently it'll be a SATA connector, right?
Yeah, it's a SATA connector.
I'd get a Western Digital Caviar Green. Those are designed for network attached storage. They spin a little slower. They last a little bit longer.
Okay.
And they're not very expensive. We're talking about $100 for a terabyte, something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Hey, thanks for the call. All right. Lorraine in Corona, California. Leo Laporte, the tech guy.